Happy to welcome to the program today Captains Adam and Amanda Boynton of the Quincy Salvation Army, because they're here to talk about the kettle kickoff breakfast for the Salvation Army as we're approaching the holiday season. So a breakfast, an awards ceremony, and then of course the drive towards the holidays. So Captains, great to see you both here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome. Good to see you, Adam, for your
Been a while, yeah.
second cameo appearance.
That's right, yeah.
And Amanda, always a pleasure to chat with you both. So this is an exciting and busy time, I'm sure, for the Salvation Army here in Quincy, right? Something unique, though, is happening, Adam, this year.
Yeah, for years the Salvation Army has had a dinner in May, and so this year we're doing a kettle kickoff breakfast. We're ringing the bells outside the store. We're having a breakfast to kick it off. We'll be ringing the day after, and so we're inviting people to register for that. It's going to be a good one. It's nice early in the morning, but you won't be disappointed if you come.
Friday, November 17th, 7:30 in the morning.
It's nice and early, but we'll have breakfast and coffee.
Okay, up at the Terrell Room. So what was the thought behind this?
We've seen plenty of kettle kickoffs be successful, and we have definitely different corporate sponsors and donors that especially enjoy giving around the Christmas season. And so we figured let's bring those all together. And so some of our corporate partnerships, some of our donors to come together to just share why we do this, why we're raising this money, what it benefits, a thank you to people who are supporting, and just the excitement of a new season, the holiday season, and announce the goal and mobilize everyone to help us get there.
Right. What is the goal this year, Adam?
Our goal for the red kettles, so the kettles you see outside the stores, is $100,000.
Okay.
So
didn't make it last year, I know.
Didn't make it last year. Didn't make it the year before. But we've been so close. So we're hoping to just get over the hump this year.
Hopefully it's post-pandemic now. I think that the pandemic had a lot to do with that, probably. Although now the inflation in the economy is tricky as well.
The biggest need we have is people to ring the bell.
Okay.
So, you can't raise any money if you're not out there.
Right.
We do have people that ring the bell, but not in all of the places that we have the opportunity to ring the bell are we able to have people out there. So we really rely on volunteers, especially groups. We're doing a new thing this year called Real Estate Ring Days. So we've got some realtors who've signed up to ring the bell, and they're going to be going out on Fridays through December. They do this at the South Shore, but we're bringing it into Quincy, where they're going to go out and they're going to ring the bell. We'll have a little sign there that says the volunteers are from this office, and we'll get that posted on social media and sharing that. But it's another way to that people can engage with us to raise money and to share what they're doing. And so we're looking forward to that. We're hoping that more people will be interested in that if they haven't got a company or a group or something to get together and ring the bell.
Okay.
So that's always the biggest thing. If we can get people out there ringing, that makes a huge difference.
Sure. Well, how many locations do you have for bell ringing?
We have up to 13, depending on the day. The weekend's always very busy.
Yep.
We have the most spots open there, but we have 13 throughout Quincy, Weymouth, Braintree area, and there's certainly opportunity for more. If we can fill those 13 up, I'll go around knocking and asking if we can stand outside and ring the bell.
Okay.
But we got to fill those 13 first, and then I think we'll knock it out of the park with our goal.
Okay. What does the process involve for becoming a bell ringer? How does somebody do that?
So if you're with a group, you get in contact with me.
Okay.
That's a very simple and straightforward thing. If you're an individual, we have all our individual volunteer process. We background check all of our volunteers, and then we'll sign you up, and we'll meet you there. An apron and a bell. Mm-hmm. Just give you some information. You have my phone number in case anything goes wrong.
Okay.
And it's amazing when people ring the bell, the stories that I hear back.
Really?
Some people don't know how the Salvation Army has impacted other people. They're just out there trying to do a good thing to ring the bell.
Yep.
And then I come, and when they're done, I say, "You're done. You made it." I said, "It was amazing to hear. The Salvation Army helped me at this time." Or we hear all these stories about the veterans from World War II that the Salvation Army helped then, and so it created this legacy of generations of people giving to the kettle. My grandfather said, "Never walk past the Salvation Army kettle without putting $1 in." just because of the help that they received then as they were coming back. And
Yeah.
so
Donuts and coffee. That's it.
it's just the simple things that the Salvation Army has provided, but that it's an amazing thing to see. So it's always encouraging.
Yeah, Amanda, maybe we should talk a little bit about what some of the funds raised through the Kettle Drive are used for throughout the year.
So they are used for like our social services throughout the year, keeping the youth programming running, all of those kinds of things that happen in our building, which is great. All those community services that you can hear more about at the breakfast if you're
Right.
interested.
Yes.
And stuff like that. And then throughout the Christmas season, we also are gearing up for our big toy drive.
Absolutely.
For families in Quincy who just need a little extra help providing Christmas for their kids this year. So we've started applications for that.
Okay.
With things the way they are, as you mentioned, with the economy, it's becoming tougher and tougher on families.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is one way we can alleviate some burden so that they can, give their kid Christmas and also, pay the bills they have to pay.
Right.
We're happy to do that.
Sure.
So, those applications are coming out, and we are still looking for sponsors, people to sponsor a child, whether it's your company or you individually want to sponsor a child. We have ability to connect you with a kid.
Okay, very good. And do you need volunteers at the center itself? Or
Yeah, I mean, if you want to
donations?
give us a call,
Yep.
and we can see how we could work you into the schedule of volunteering for
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the breakfast itself. Again, it's Friday, November 17th, 7:30 in the morning at the Terrell Room. What will be happening, Adam?
So tickets cost $30.
Okay.
You'll come in, have a good breakfast. We're hoping to have some of our musicians from our brass band
great.
playing some nice, lively Christmas tunes.
Yep.
I know sometimes 7:30 in the morning and a brass band doesn't really jive well, but the breakfast I've been to, it's always a nice thing to have happen. We'll hear some speakers. Mayor Koch is going to come and speak. We'll be honoring Bob Bosworth from the Quincy Sun with an award named after his father. Henry Bosworth. Henry Bosworth, the original editor of the Quincy Sun, was a huge supporter of the Salvation Army and even started the Community Leader Kettle Day, which if you're a reader of the Quincy Sun, you'll see that featured each holiday season. Civic leaders, business leaders come out, they ring the bell, pictures in the paper, and through the gifts, through the money they raise, it's been raising around $10,000 each year for us, which is huge with our goal of $100,000. And so as a thank you for what the Quincy Sun has done and honoring that tradition, we'll be honoring Bob on that day. And then you'll get to see one of my favorite Salvation Army programs we'll be featuring is our Pathway of Hope program. And so our Pathway of Hope program is it's strengths-based case management. That's kind of the big term of taking a family from crisis to self-sufficiency.
Okay.
The tagline for it is breaking the cycle of intergenerational poverty. And so we have a wonderful success story that we'll be able to share there, and to talk about the different clients and families that we see. It's quite a intensive procedure, especially for our social workers and for the families themselves. They
Right.
have to meet all these different the different goals.
Yeah.
That they
And we're
themselves
able
set.
to bring some of the Salvation Army resources to bear, but the success rate for these families as they go through it is astounding.
Is that right?
Yeah, and so it's so much more likely if you grew up into poverty to potentially find yourself in that situation again. And this takes some of the ways in which they already have, the strengths they already have, the things they already have, the skills they already have, the goals and dreams and aspirations, and helps them come to fruition. And so we'll be celebrating that. We'll be talking about the different programs and services at the Salvation Army, and yes, as well featuring our big food and toy distribution.
For the holidays,
For
right?
the
Right,
holidays.
Amanda?
For the holidays.
Yes.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of boxes of food go out the door.
Wow.
We're partnering with Eastern Nazarene College this year to do our distribution up there.
Oh.
So we've outgrown our space,
Yeah.
and so we're moving up to where they are in their gym to help give out the toys
Wow.
and the food. And so last year I think it was almost 700 families
Yeah,
between
not quite 700. It was 634 households.
Yeah.
So about 400 of those were, 350 of those were seniors in the community.
Okay.
And then the rest were families with younger children.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the need has grown more than
It was
the
a little nuts in our building.
donations.
If you've ever been over
that right?
there, where
Yeah.
there's just like, it's almost a one-way street.
Yeah.
It's two ways, but it's almost a one-way street. Got a little wild over there. So
was very
we were very
apparent that-
grateful
yeah.
for ENC to allow us to spend the day over there, where they have a little bit more room
Yes,
to
that's
park
great.
and, you know.
So is the Salvation Army working with the Family Welcome Center at ENC? Do you
No.
know? No. Okay. So this is separate from that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we had started this conversation with them back in February of last year, saying it's too much for our
We
space.
need more room, yeah.
We need more room.
Okay.
And so, and they graciously said yes.
Very
It's-
nice.
It's after their students go home for the year,
Right, yeah.
And so they have the space and the availability, and as you can see, they're trying to find ways in which to help people more.
Exactly, yeah. They do have the space, like you say. Amanda, I know we talked before we started the program this morning about the need versus the supply.
Yeah, it's increasingly every year.
Yeah.
We get more and more families that are looking for this assistance, and we've had donors that have worked with us for years and years and years, and we're so grateful for them. We are just coming up on a supply and demand kind of issue
Yeah.
where those current people that we have that are wonderful, have been serving for years and years, it just isn't quite going to meet the need. So if you are able to, and you either have a company or just yourself, you can go onto our website and sign up, and we'll connect you with a child. That would be really helpful this season.
Okay. Or it doesn't have to be just one, right? It can be
No,
more
more than one child.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Where do you kind of find the folks that need the assistance? How does that happen?
So a lot of them will come from our food pantry
I
clients.
see. Okay.
And then also, I know we had reached out to a couple of other organizations, such as WIC, reached out to us and said, like, how can families sign up? And certain other organizations will kind of direct people our way.
Okay.
You know.
It-
And there's a how do I say this? Like a criteria they have to meet
Mhm.
based on their income, typically, in order to qualify for assistance.
Okay.
Just because we do have to make sure that we're able to help those that are in the most need at this point.
Exactly, especially with resources
Yeah, so slim.
limited, yeah. Although if not, I know you're connected to other social service agencies in the region.
Yeah, I know it's very difficult for them too.
Yeah.
And so, it's hard all around. I know
Yes.
a lot of the agencies we work with alongside in Quincy are also struggling.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just about everybody's at capacity for what they
Yeah.
can provide right now.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
every little bit helps. I know you shouldn't feel that your, I don't know, $10 donation wouldn't help, because it probably
does.
would, right? Yeah.
It certainly does.
Absolutely, yeah. So the kettle kickoff is the day after the breakfast, Adam, is that right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they didn't want to go too crazy on the day that we started ringing. So we said, let's kick it off. And then the next day, we're hoping to be out in front of stores ringing the bells on that Saturday before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And so, I'm ready for folks that say it feels like you're starting earlier this year. It's always right before Thanksgiving, but that's what we need to do in order to raise the money. So we're grateful for the stores that allow us to stand outside and collect money, and,
Yeah.
and the people that help. So it'll be a nice busy day that Saturday.
Yes.
And you'll start hearing those wonderful bells when you get out of your car and go into the store.
Right. I remember one year you had the virtual kettle drive as well. Is that still something that's in the offing? or-
Certainly,
Yeah.
you can certainly always
Okay.
give online.
Okay.
Every kettle will have a QR code.
Oh, okay.
So if you just want to stand there with your phone,
Yep.
just for an extra second, open it up on your browser, and then go shopping. Come back to it later. Filling out all that
Yep,
information
yep.
and whatnot. If you don't have any cash on you, I rarely carry any cash.
A lot of people now, yeah. it's- yeah.
And then at our website as well, you can always give.
Okay.
You can set up if you want to do recurring gifts or one-time gifts, whatever amount that you can, and every little bit helps.
Okay, very good. Now, the award at the breakfast is called the very first Community Appreciation Award. So does that indicate that there'll be one every year now?
Yeah, so the hope is that we'll be able to give out the Henry Bosworth Award moving forward each year. Our
Okay.
hope is to have this breakfast each year as well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great time, and I think it will be a good way of celebrating each year what's going on in the community and how we're able to help. And so each year we'll be looking for somebody who has supported the Salvation Army and also shown kind of a community excellence of serving the community. There's a lot of people who are really engaged in serving the community,
Yes.
whether or not
Yeah.
with the Salvation Army. But we want to just highlight that there are people that really give of themselves. You know, they don't just clock in, clock out, and go home,
Right.
but they spend their time, their energy, their resources helping.
Yeah.
So we want to bring attention to that
Yeah.
because usually those people aren't the people to bring attention to it themselves.
It's very true. And Henry actually was one of those people. You know, he didn't
Certainly.
like the limelight. His son is the same way as well. But he had a deep passion for the Salvation Army. I had the privilege to know Henry for many, many years. And he was deeply committed to the Salvation Army and its mission and its cause, and really wanted to do the most he could to make the program a success. So it's a great honor for him and his family.
Yeah, we're so appreciative to the whole family and to what they've done and to what we can continue to do together.
Right.
But it's these people that have given their time and their energy, especially over their lives, that allow this to keep happening, these services to keep happening, and this change that we get to come in on and join in on to keep happening.
So the Kettle Kickoff is Saturday, November 18th. When does it go until?
We'll be going until not exactly Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Christmas Eve is on a Sunday. We don't ring on Sundays. So don't go to the grocery stores then if you want to give us money. You
Okay.
can save it for when everyone else is there on Saturdays. We'll be going up to December 23rd.
Okay, all right, very good. The website we've been talking about, but we haven't given it out yet. We probably should do
Sure.
that, right? SalvationArmyMA.org/Quincy.
That's right.
Buy tickets there for the breakfast?
Yep. The first thing when you click there, it'll be a banner ad.
Okay.
It'll be the event. Someone's dropping some money into a kettle. It says get tickets. Click right there.
Okay.
And if you want to sponsor, if you have a business you want to sponsor the event, you can also do the sponsorships there as well.
Okay, great. And do you need to pick up the tickets somewhere, or they've been waiting for you?
No,
at the
I'll
breakfast,
reach
or-
out to you. Put your
Okay.
information there. I'll reach out to you, whether by mail or carrier pigeon or email, however it is.
Smoke
I'll get a hold of
signals,
you.
or- okay.
Make sure that you're coming, and we'll get you all set up.
Okay. About how long? It starts at 7:30. How long is the breakfast?
It'll
go?
probably take about an hour. We'll
Okay.
probably have a half an hour of getting together and eating and having a good conversation, and then another half an hour of a program.
Okay.
And then get you out to the rest of your day.
All right, exactly. It's a Friday, so folks,
Yep.
they may make it a short day to begin with.
Yes.
Anything else we should remind folks about?
For right now, that's it.
Okay.
If you're interested in what we're doing or how we're helping, you can check us out online.
Yep.
Or give us a call. Or if you want to get involved, just get a hold of one of us through
Yes.
email or the website, and we'd be glad to work with whoever wants to help.
Okay, all right. Amanda, the toy drive I know is kind of your baby, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any specific needs right now in terms of donations or volunteers?
Yeah, I mean both and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
So anything that you can do to help would be great. We kind of need the toys by like the second week of December.
Okay.
Just because we need that time to like make sure that the toys get to the the family's bag and then get prepped for the distribution day.
Gotcha.
So just, I know it's a little early for folks, but
Not so much.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, the decoration's been out in the stores for about a month now.
That's right.
Very true.
So even though we're recording this on Halloween.
Yeah.
New unwrapped, I'm guessing?
yes, new
Okay.
unwrapped toys so that, we can give them so that, I always say unwrapped. It's so nice that people want to wrap.
Yeah.
But also imagine how it feels as the parent to not know what the child got for
Of course,
Christmas.
yeah.
So we just try to make sure that the parent can tell what they got. So if you want to donate wrapping paper, I'm happy to
Oh,
stick it in there.
okay.
And then that way the parent can wrap it themselves.
Oh, that's a
and,
great idea.
yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing all ages?
We go up till 16,
16.
so 16 and under.
Okay.
And that includes infants all the way up to
Yep.
the teenagers are harder to get for.
Yeah.
So
Gift
it's
cards?
just- yeah, gift cards are great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And practical
Stuff
stuff
like
too.
that. Practical things.
Winter weather
What
wear.
little kids doesn't like, what teenage girl doesn't like some skincare or, some cologne, a wallet, whatever it
Okay.
is. So it can be a little outside the box too.
All right.
Yeah.
And contact you specifically?
Yep. If
Okay.
you'd like to, my email is on the website as well.
Okay.
So you can give me a call or shoot me an email and I'll be able to help.
All right. Very good. Anything else we should let folks know about? That's it right now. It's a
We're
lot,
here.
right? Yeah.
We're here, so just give us a call.
Yeah. All right. Thank you both.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good to talk to you, and I hope you have a great event this year. I really do. Hope you meet your goal and exceed it.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching us here at AEM Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. We'll see you next time.